Alrighty guys, we're going back to some more Trails Through Daybreak 2. Last time we ended up finishing up Act 3. We found out who the Garden Master was and that he was actually a century-old revolutionary who ended up getting sucked, his soul got sucked into the Genesis, and then the soul got spit back out into the body of a simulacrum to look like Swin's partner and Nadia's brother. It was a whole thing. Just go back and watch the previous episode to learn all about the ending story there. And we've actually are at a peaceful time, I guess. However, we know there's another chapter. This is the final chapter, so let's go ahead and hop into it and see what's wrong. Usually I'd skip this loading screen. This is a really good music right here. So we need to sit in it for a second.
It's been 3 weeks now, and we haven't seen any of the telltale signs of the corrosion. Safe to say we're in the clear.
Yep. Kasim and the Kruga haven't noticed anything either.
Nothing suspicious on the Heiyue front. They're all acting like their normal, shady selves. Though, I was kinda surprised Asha remembered the time she made that proclamation to Sao. She even did it all over again.
Someday, I'll pull off something you'll never see coming. Then you won't even be able to think about brushing me off.
She has way more spunk than I gave her credit for. I guess she isn't just a little kid with a schoolgirl crush anymore. Maybe she's finally ready to face her feelings now that she's coming into her own.
Yes, she and everyone else have been sporting such a positive attitude of late, and that truly brings me great joy. Although, I do feel a gnawing sense of remorse as well, seeing as how I brought misery to so many.
Hey, don't feel bad. You weren't half as bad as me.
Seriously, this again? Quit playing the self-blame game already.
I, too, caused you all no end of trouble on Nemeth Island. But with the powers of the Rewind, and through our own efforts, we overcame that and the many crises that followed. That goes for Swin and Nadia, too. We only got to this point because we were determined to persevere.
Yeah, you said it, cutie.
I didn't do anything worthy of praise, unlike Nadia. So don't actually scratch that. I shouldn't be throwing myself a pity party. Thank you for the compliment.
Glad you realized that on your own. Remember, we wouldn't have been able to take down a Goose if it weren't for you. You took a risk so that you could protect what was important to you. If you ask me, that's sure as hell worthy of praise.
Van. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, don't be a stubborn ox, or you'll end up a grumpy, crotchety old fart like our boss man. And that's a fate worse than death.
I'll show you a fate worse than death, you damn brat. And for the last goddamn time, 25 isn't old!
Some things never change.
Back to business as usual.
No kidding. Once Agnes gets here? Oh yeah. Are the Genesis still broken?
Yeah, seems that way.
But it's not as though they were broken, per se.
Throughout all of our examinations, they haven't reacted even once. I don't think they're running in low-power mode. There isn't anything wrong with the internal circuitry, but the fact remains that they seem to be completely non-functional.
I see.
Up until now, the cores have always given off a faint glow. But even those have gone out.
There's a passage in Professor Epstein's memoirs that comes to mind. He wrote, "Recover the Oct Genesis before the year 120X. Else all that we know will come to an end."
Never did say what would happen once we got them all, did he? Damn. Bummer.
If I'm being honest, I'm kind of relieved nothing's happened yet.
Maybe his prediction was about all the stuff we just went through.
That's plausible, especially when you consider what the Garden Master was trying to do.
He wasn't just setting his sights on Calvard. He put the fate of the entire world on the line.
He warned us that the world might end, and we stopped that. So, that means we're good now, right?
It may be that the devices were programmed to deactivate once that goal was achieved.
I'm afraid only C. Epstein himself would know the answer to that.
For now, I think the fact that they're reunited at last is cause for celebration. I'm sure Professor Epstein, Lilia, and your mother would have all been beside themselves with joy right now.
Yes, I really hope so. Well, now that we've gathered all the Genesis, I think my request is finally complete. Thank you for everything, Van. And same to everyone else. I don't know how I'll ever be able to repay you.
Miss Claudel.
I'm so happy for you, Agnes. You finally got your wish.
It was a long road to get here, but I think we can finally call this case closed.
I know me and S were only here for the tail end, but I for one had so much fun helping you, Aggie.
I think everyone deserves a pat on the back.
Too bad you don't have a free excuse to drop by the office anymore. What you gonna do, Agnes? You ready to hang up your hat and give up the part-timer life?
Huh?
Well,
Typical Aaron.
I suppose that's not really Agnes's decision to make.
I suppose not.
Well, I guess I do have a certain someone to thank for my office's sudden surge in popularity. Hate to admit it, but I could still use an extra hand or 10 around here. At least until I can bring in some new blood. Besides, you still haven't fulfilled your end of the bargain. Remember our agreement?
Oh,
Unless you decide to give up altogether, I'll pitch in however I can from here on out. In exchange, you can share any info you got on the Genesis, or anything those diaries say. How's that sound? There's still a lot that we don't fully understand, including Mare and the Grendel. Don't know if we can really call your case closed until we sort all that out.
Van. I guess you're right. There's still a lot of mysteries left to solve. Which means that for the time being, we're stuck with each other. Part-time job and all.
Yeah. Glad to keep you on the team.
I suppose that takes care of that.
Her smile alone makes her a fierce competitor. Don't worry, though. I'm still rooting for both of you.
That is quite enough of that. Still, I'm glad it all worked out.
Agreed. He needs someone to keep him in line, and to stop him from overthinking things.
You got that right.
Aw, but him overthinking everything's part of his charm.
Y'all suck at whispering, you know that? And when the hell do you get in here? Out!
You're no fun. We're pals, aren't we? I thought going through near-death experiences together would bring us closer. Oh yeah, you said you're hiring assistants, right? I think I might be just the right girl for the...
Oh, hell no! Application denied!
No, Van, please. Please accept her application. Oh, so good.
Well, aside from the Divine Blade's flights of whimsy, everything's finally calmed down now. I think we can set off without any regrets.
Oh,
Right. You were planning to leave soon, weren't you?
You would certainly be welcome to stay longer if you so wished.
trust me. I'd really love to. You did help us get LP back safe and sound after all. But we really need to go and find our old picnicking front leader.
Oh, right! You had another traveling companion a few years ago, didn't you? Is that who you're referring to?
That guy's history is almost as bad as that goofy-ass team name.
I've never met the man myself, but I think the CID's been keeping tabs on him. Might be hard to work around Renee, but I don't mind joining in on the search. Just put out a 4 SPG, and I'm on the case. I do kinda owe you big time. And I bet that guy's one hell of a good tipper.
Actually, I think we're the ones who owe you. He left us a hint, so I think we should be fine on our own. We ought to get together sometime when we're not all busy.
There's no way we're gonna bounce before the festival, though. We'll stick around the next few days for that.
Good. You worked your butts off with the festival prep. Now's the time to reap your rewards.
I helped some too. I can't wait for it to get started.
I did a few things myself as well, so... yeah, I guess I am a little excited.
Couldn't hurt to see how much those kids took my coaching to heart.
Good morning, Van.
Oh, there you are.
Morning, Agnes. Oh, wow. Everyone's here already. Well, good morning to you all too.
Everyone's excitement for this thing might be a little contagious.
I take it you were able to finish everything in time?
For the most part, yes. There's still a little bit left to do, though. Well, Swin, Nadia, are you ready to go?
Yes, ma'am. The kickoff rally sounds kinda boring, but I guess I'd better try to stick it out.
Yeah, I don't think you'll be getting out of that one. We'll be ready soon. Just give us a second.
I'm gonna head downstairs and get breakfast ready. If you want to grab a bite while you wait, feel free. Managing an Aramis school festival is all about stamina, and you won't last long on an empty stomach.
I guess you'd know better than anybody. Well, sure. I'll take you up on that.
Agnes is downstairs having breakfast, and the others are probably in their rooms. Maybe I should make the rounds and see how they're all doing.
And so we've officially entered the finale. It had a couple plot holes there that I'm sure will be touched on in the next game, but I can just quickly do a brief recap. So I believe if we come into Archive here, we can view the Trails series glossary, or maybe it's the backstory timelines, what we're looking for. So it was talking about 120X. So Trails in the Sky took place in 1202. We are now in 1209. That means we have covered the entire, pretty much 12th or 13th century, I guess. The 12os. We are in the last 12-0 game. I don't know where the next one takes place in. However, this is something that has been hinted at pretty much since the beginning of the series, just slowly hinted at more and more, that after 1209, or in 1209, the world as we know it will end. That is queuing up, for my basic understanding of the next game, that is queuing up the events of the next game, which is the final part of this trilogy and the final part of the game series as we know it. So we'll see where that takes us, but all we know is in 120X, which means it's only 1209's the last year that can happen, something big will happen that will change the world. The other one, if I can see it, I don't know if we'll actually be able to view it here, probably not. They talked about their other teammate. Yeah, I don't think I'll be able to view it anywhere. They were talking about their other teammate, their leader. Their leader's name is Eustace Albarea. Or not, Rufus. Rufus Albarea. Eustace is his brother. He is the secondary antagonist of the Trails of Cold Steel series, who ends up becoming the pretty much primary protagonist of Trails into Reverie, at the same time that both Swin and Nadia were introduced. Again, I don't believe he's in this game, but I do believe he is a big part of the next game. So we have a couple things we can do here, just while we enjoy the company of everyone. You can see all of our party members want to talk to us. So we're actually going to start up at the top. I do have some bad news. We're in a new chapter, which means we have some new shards to get. Oh, I thought it was in the shower. So we will be gathering the ones we can now. However, we will have a time later to go and grab the rest of the shards. So we'll head on into their room and get their little conversation. That's Swin and Nadia talk to. We will go ahead and talk to all of our party members. It is optional. You don't have to talk to any of them. However, just for fun, we'll go ahead and have their quick conversations. And that is all of our party members that are optional. Go ahead and run downstairs. I didn't know if there was one in here. I don't actually know if it'll let us go outside quite yet. How do I get that one? Oh, this one was back here. I don't know if it'll let us go outside just yet. We'll try, though.
Not this way.
Nope. Can't go outside quite yet. That is a hint. We will be able to come back in the finale here. But we'll go ahead and head on in here. Grab the shards we can. We got two people to talk to in here. We got Paulette and Yume. Looks like Yume will be joining us. And the final person to talk to here is Agnes. At this point, you can go talk to anybody if you missed them. But all we have left to do, because we can't visit for now. I don't believe we're able to leave yet. Nope, not quite. We'll be able to come back here in a bit. But for now, we're going to head to the festival.
before they put on the finishing touches, but I never thought it'd look this amazing.
Those kids did all that themselves? Gotta hand it to them. That's pretty impressive.
You can also see right there in that dialogue that even the side quests do impact the story. That lady from the very first chapter ended up, since we completed her side quest, ended up coming to Aramis and now is doing art for it.
It's really too bad I never got to see what your school festival was like.
Thank you for waiting, everyone. I'd like to say a few words before we begin. My name is Ren Bright. I am Aramis Academy's current student council president, the 98th to be exact. In keeping with the ethos of Aramis Gainsborough, our school's founder, this festival has become a springtime staple here in Edith. Traditionally, the students have always had to plan and build the attractions on their own. But this year's event brings with it a few changes. For one, I am the first exchange student to be elected student council president at Aramis Academy. This year's theme is a new season together. I hope all our guests, as well as our new freshmen, will enjoy everything we have to offer. Without further ado, it is my pleasure to declare the 98th Aramis Academy Festival open!
You finally arrived at the truth.
Hey, Arkwright. Been a while.
Hello there, Mr. Advisor. Are you getting ready to make your rounds?
As I said, this can be swapped out later. You basically are choosing between Agnes and Elaine. Because I'm an adult, I'm going to choose Elaine. If this doesn't have any impact on the story, I can switch to Agnes.
Why did Jin... He really shouldn't have called you behind my back. I am fully aware that the likelihood of another terrorist attack is low. That's why I'm fine with doing this by myself. You don't need to...
But I want to. I was planning to wander around the school grounds anyway. Since you're doing the same thing, I figured I'd keep you company. What do you say, former student council vice president?
It's hard to believe 8 years have gone by since then. We were both so busy, we never did get to take it all in together. As I recall, a certain someone once promised me that they would, and I quote, "Make time to relax and wander around campus with you later." I think now may be the perfect time for that person to make good on that promise.
Damn, she got me good.
I'm only teasing. Well, shall we take a look around then? I think we'll enjoy seeing what the new students of our alma mater have come up with. Oh, and if you plan on tackling 4 SPGs in Aubert and Old Town, I'd be happy to accompany you.
Good to know. Now let's get on out there and have some fun.
I love Elaine. She's so good. They get their student council bands as outfits. I'll go over all this here in a second. So, basically, at any point, we're now in the festival. You can swap out party members if you want.
I never thought the day would come when you'd finally make good on your promise.
Hey, it's not like I'm trying to make it up to you or anything. But you know, I just figured I'd escort the former student council vice president around.
Well, that's very kind of you, former general affairs manager and resident jack of all trades.
So you can swap out your party here. Basically, you can just swap out Agnes or Elaine. I'm going to keep Elaine on the team for now. But we have a ton of stuff we can do here. So first, you have other districts you can visit here in a little bit. Can't do it quite yet. But you can also see in the top right, we have 16 activity points and 7 connection points. Every character, for the most part, I think there's a couple like Nina might not have one. Pretty much all the characters have connection events they can go to. I'm going to be saving all those connection and activities for the very end. You will see why, but basically we're going to get a bunch of gifts. There's also some characters you can talk to, side characters like Hal and Jack here. They don't give you anything new though.
Welcome to our Eastern
So,
Tea House.
this is the last chapter where you can actually get gifts and snacks. So we're going to make sure we pick up everything from every location here in the school, as well as pick up all the S shards. I want to go ahead and do all this before we progress anymore. But we will be grabbing these main stories as we go. All it is basically going to explain the mini games you can do during this activity. So we'll just make sure we talk to everybody that we can.
Allow me to assist.
We can grab the Aramis 09 Festival platter there. I think there are some characters right here. Yep, we got, oh, that's nice. That's detective and his wife and kid. These are our fishing friends, I believe. Maybe not. I don't remember who Margaret and Robinson are. But I mean, you're going to be seeing side characters from all throughout this game. The previous 2 games. Pretty much anybody that there was a side quest for, they're probably going to be here. So we'll just head on over here. We have Aaron. I thought I saw a shard somewhere nearby. So in here we have our first activity. It's basically just going to explain. This is the 7 Hearts game. So you can come here to play 7 Hearts if you want to, as one of your activities. Looks like the girls are here as well. Nina is here. Right over here is another store. We're going to go ahead and buy the Sky Blue Athletic Shoes. This should be the only thing from here. But you can get the Academy Festival 09 badge. I'm going to buy it just because it's a little fun thing. It's not good, but this is the only place you can buy it. So there is no achievement associated with all the accessories in this game, so feel free to skip it if you do not want it. Go up to the second floor next. We're going to have another store we can buy stuff from right here. It's a maid cafe. You can get 2 things from here. Fun.
Eastern tea house. Wow, they thought of everything.
So which do you prefer? The maid outfits or the Eastern dresses?
Neither? Hey, that's not why I brought it up. I swear.
Fun. We'll go ahead and continue on through. Should be the only thing we can purchase on the second floor. But we'll look for all the shards before we continue on. Right over here, got another shard. And then in here will be our next activity we could do. This is a quiz master. I'm actually going to skip through all these because all it does is explain the game, and I will be able to explain it when we get here a little bit better. We will be skipping all of the activities for now, though. Looks like there's no shards here. We're going up to the 3rd floor, but I don't believe there's anything for us up here. Oh, can't even get that shard. That's annoying. And here's the library, but I don't believe there's anything in here either. Is that the dancer? Nope. Oh, that's the, Nope. I thought that was the boy we saved. It's not. So, we'll grab this. Should be another one. I thought I just saw it. We'll grab that one in a minute. I'm going to the student council room, but nothing in here except for Albert. We got some more characters in here. Again, if you're interested in talking to them, feel free to, but there is nothing they add that's, like, important for the story. That is everything we can do inside the academy. We'll now head outside the academy into the, like, I forget what this area is called, but it's like the playground area. Playground's bad. They're high schoolers. Oh, where is that activity? Did I miss it on the 2nd floor? I did. There's one activity right here we're going to go to. This is the thing we've done with Mare. So the hacking, you can do this as a activity. And then we'll head down. Just want to check. No new shops in this area, but there is a new shop outside we can grab. So, we can grab this. There's also a place to go to the garden if you wish to. We'll run on over here. This is the bazaar. It's supposed to simulate, or a mini market, I guess, not bazaar. I thought it was called bazaar. Where's this person? Oh, right here. Mini bazaar. We get the Azure Parfume. You can also buy the highest tier armor here. So we'll go ahead and give that to Van. Go ahead and give the silver dress to both of them. I want to save a little bit of money just for later, because in the final dungeon we will be able to grab all this as well. But we'll go ahead and just give it to our characters we have now.
Thanks a bunch.
Probably shouldn't have wasted it on Elaine, but that's fine. And then we will run on over here. I'm just going to grab all these shards real quick before we get to the final activity. We can grab this. We can just walk on the stage. Sorry, guy. I don't think there's anything up top. Nope. So there's going to be a shard on the balcony here. And the final activity you can participate in.
Our festival was a busy affair in its own right.
Is going to be this 2-on-2 basketball. That is our 2-on-2 basketball. Again, you can participate in it, but we'll be holding off for a second. And then we're actually just going to exit out into the city here. Again, I don't believe we can go to Old Town just yet, but we can walk out front. So we're just going to run around. Easiest way is probably going to be through here instead of going back through the academy. All right. In the front here, we have a couple other things we can get. Mostly shards. And we'll walk up here.
Enjoy the festival. Anything strike
You get the
your fancy?
Festival Frankfurter.
Thanks.
I missed this shard right here. And if we walk up to this front entrance here, and now we can finally travel. We have a ton of stuff we can do. Wish they would join us. They're like right there. They're so close. We'll rearrange our party just a little bit here. I'll keep her in the party just so she can gain a little bit of experience. However, I'm probably just going to keep using my usual team right here. Oh, and who could be calling us? Mirabelle. Just telling us that we have the 9th floor, which is the final floor of the main game, now available in the garden. We will tackle that next episode. So at this point, you can travel to Aubert District. You can travel to the mall, specifically to watch the movie. Can't do anything else besides go to the cinema. Travel to Tyrell District, only to go to the cinema. And you can travel to Old Town. We're going to be visiting all these locations because there's a ton of stuff for us to grab. However, first, before we end things off, let's just quickly use all of our cards here. We were holding on to a lot of these because they weren't with us yet. We want to be careful though because we don't want to accidentally start a connection event just yet.
I appreciate it.
We have the final one for Celis.
Well, aren't you considerate?
We have one for Ren,
How thoughtful.
one for
sure?
Swin.
Okay.
Thank you very much.
Rosette gets her level 3, and for Van.
Gotta treat myself every now and then.
Not quite to 50, or not quite to max, but we are almost there. Again, we have all of these that we will be able to watch. We'll be able to watch 7 of them. Again, you kind of have to pick and choose your favorites here, and what will be the most beneficial, which is why we're going to hold off on doing that till after we get all the gifts. So next episode, we're going to go ahead and enter the garden. I'll actually head back into the academy real quick, because this will make it a little bit easier to get there. You can come back here, you can still play the games, you can still do everything that you could before we walked out of the academy, but we just wanted to walk out, so we have access to everything now. Looks like Bracer there, all these people. So, next time, we'll go ahead and tackle the 9th and final main story floor of the garden. I will see you guys then.